right, y'all, welcome back to another tasty episode of Foodies and Friends on Fox Local. Y'all know who this legend worldwide before you know it. You may not think that that's happening, but it's going to happen.
Oh, thank you.
Very much so. David Cordua, we are back at the Lymbar, one of our favorite places to dine, have a good time, and talk to our friends. We're going to talk a little bit about some other things, drinks, cocktails, spring happenings, polo. But
it's about to get fun.
But the seating is, I think, one of the biggest differences I notice when I walk in this restaurant versus other restaurants, because there truly is every type of seating here. And you don't see sofas and lounge seating that often outside of clubs.
Right.
All right, so what's happening here? Because now we're in spring. Y'all have a busy spring because you are heavily involved with Polo. Y'all are one of the big food sponsors at Polo. So in case y'all didn't realize, Houston has a very thriving polo scene. My cousin, she plays full time out on the West Coast, and she's always like, I got to get to Houston. They've got some great polo things going on.
We have the largest polo club in the United States in Houston, hidden in plain sight in Memorial Park. The Houston Polo Club has been around since the 1920s, and we're lucky to be the exclusive caterer and concessioner there. So we handle all the food and beverage on site. The season starts in April, which we can't wait for it to start.
Coming up,
and it kind of kicks off the spring season for us.
What does it look like? Like, what is a polo match in case somebody here in Houston hasn't been to a polo match? What is it? Do they buy tickets? Do they buy food when they get there? Do they order ahead of time? What does a polo day look like?
So it's a tale of two sides, right? There is a general admission side that is available to the public without any set seats, and we have an open grill and a bar.
So it is like that. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like the open grill, the flame, the smoke.
Well, I mean, Argentina has a very deep tradition of polo, and our cuisine having roots in Argentina is kind of a big reason why we're there. Even though we're not from Argentina, the Nicaraguan churrasco has roots in Argentina, as does a lot of our cuisine. But you might also see a bridal shower happening. On that side, you might have a nonprofit having a big brunch. So there's
a cute Argentinian polo player.
Lots of polo players from Argentina happening.
Or the polo ponies. I promise I'm more interested in the polo ponies than the polo players.
Right. Everyone's excited about the horses at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Yeah.
We're excited about polo starting
soon.
But speaking of the polo players, we are setting up a new bar over by the players area. This year that is going to be partnered with DR Delicacy, and we're having a different caviar packages with truffle potato chips. You know, you saw some of our chips earlier, and packages with champagne. So that's going to be new this year, which is exciting.
Champagne belongs at polo matches.
We go through a lot of champagne. There's a lot of big hats and a lot of champagne.
Listen, I tell you, I grew up going to the polo club with my mama, Cleverly Stone, and
so you know what it's about.
We had a box at the polo club, and I grew up with Scottish Terriers. You probably remember your dad was with us. You were probably with us at some point.
Yeah.
But I always remember like the divots.
Stomping the divots.
Stomping the divot.
Yeah.
And so explain what that is, because I think that's a really fun thing to do. But here's what's really fun to do is you can tell who's been drinking during the first half. This is a people watching opportunity, y'all. You're like, what's so good about polo? Well,
and you'll learn if you do it. You do not wear high heels to polo. Wedges.
Why do you wear high heels to polo?
Because it's grass. You're on a polo field, and you'll sink.
Drink. Take a sip of that and tell me what it is.
So this is our bananera. My family in Nicaragua has a history in coffee plantations and banana plantations. So a bananera is the Spanish name for a coffee plantation. This is a banana liqueur from Martinique and a Caribbean rum as well. Try that.
I'll take this and try this. Yeah.
This is one of our signature items that we really like to highlight during spring. Not what you would associate with a banana daiquiri. I mean, it is spirit forward. That's why it's in a Nick and Nora. It means business, uh, but it's also
Wait a minute.
got the floral element of a banana, not the processed,
Say the
banana
name of
daiquiri.
this drink again.
Bananera.
Bananera.
Bananera, which a bananera is a banana plantation. That's
So it's very, first of all, it is one of the most outstanding flavors I've ever tasted. It's very banana margarita-ish.
well, it's citrusy, but it's funny I mentioned plantation because it's a plantation rum from the Caribbean, which gives it this like raw sugarcane taste that highlights kind of the floral aspect of the banana, not just the Laffy Taffy, pina colada.
The artificial
banana stuff that nobody wants.
But
yeah,
why do I feel like I want to keep sipping this?
because it's not too sweet, and, and it's again
I'm naturally feeling like I don't want to let go of the glass.
Yeah,
and I just want to hold it and sip it. Is that the desired result, or?
I mean, it packs the punch. You gotta respect it.
He's like, Katie, stop sipping.
Well, I also don't want your martini to get warm. So this is one of our newer items.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of requests for dirty martinis. So Lymbar's dirty martini, the vodka gets a fat wash with extra virgin olive oil.
I'm sorry.
It gets fat washed.
Fat wash. What's fat wash?
Fat wash means that it gets emulsified with fat. Sometimes you see it done with bacon, with butter.
Okay.
This is with olive oil. It gets strained and the olive oil gets skimmed off, but some of that viscosity is left behind. And that gives it that very round flavor that people often look for in a martini. And then the olives are stuffed with feta and chimichurri, combining kind of that Latin Mediterranean elements that you would expect from Limbar.
Not blue cheese.
Not blue cheese. It's feta and chimichurri.
Feta and chimichurri.
Yeah.
I think this is the first chimichurri stuffed olive I've seen in a drink.
But also with that, it makes sense with the acidity and brininess of a dirty martini.
So these are some of the new drinks that y'all are having here at the Limbar. Do any of these drinks make their way over to Polo?
They do. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's all, kind of based on sponsors that are at Polo as well.
Yeah.
But these are regulars that you'll see there.
Okay.
And then lastly, just because it's spring and fresh and kind of reflects the greenery of the restaurant, this is called our Greenergy.
It's a dessert.
No, it's our version of
it's a dessert.
it's our version of a mojito. So it's muddled mint, rum. It also has some Benedictine, which highlights that herbaceousness with some soda. We top it off with some powdered sugar. That overflowing nugget ice, kind of like you would expect in a julep, and says just everything springtime.
And this is a Polo drink and a half. Like,
right?
You watch a movie about Polo or you see Polo, they are drinking. It's in line with the big hats.
For sure.
Tell me about how a lady's dress at Polo so I know what to wear.
My favorite game to play is find the Julia Roberts dress. So at every Polo match, there'll be at least...
They're still doing that?
You'll find one lady in the brown stripe Julia Roberts. Polka dots, you're right. But it's like it's brown and black. Like where's
No, it's not. It's brown with white spots. Get your
Pretty
dress
Women right
correctly here.
But no, if you come to Polo, it's a fun game to play. Like
because somebody always has it.
Who's wearing the Julia Roberts dress?
I love that. No, and it's fun. So how do people find out? Do they have to? Can you just buy one ticket?
You can buy
one day, or do you have to have a season pass for Polo?
You can get a season pass. You can buy a general admission ticket for the day. You can also rent out a box, which is really fun for get a group together. Most boxes sit anywhere between 6 and 8 people, but we can accommodate multiple sizes, and we can cater it. We can do a buffet at your box.
So you can have a box at Polo, because I'm remembering, my mom used to drag me to these Polo matches when I was a kid all the time, whether I liked it or not.
So fun.
We had those those younger bratty kid moments that we are not immune
She
to.
could have done worse than taking you to the Polo Club. You're outside in the park. I mean, I can't think of a better place to spend a Sunday. And
Yeah.
we're not open for brunch yet at the Lymbar.
Oh, you could debut brunchy items
Right
there
here.
and use the Polo diners as your test subjects for your brunch items.
Just saying.
Maybe that
You might see some brunch items appear this season.
exclusive Limbar brunch items only at Polo.
And we were very much known for brunch in Americas before. So stay tuned. There might be something coming later in the spring.
So let's talk a little bit about that legacy and that family history in case you are watching Foodies and Friends for the first time and you aren't familiar with Chef David Cordua. Chef David has a very important family legacy here in Houston. The beloved chef Michael Cordua, your dad.
So he was part of a small handful of chefs in the 80s that was part of a movement called Nuevo Latino that highlighted, Mexico, the Caribbean islands, Central and South America, and combined it with the Nouvelle Cuisine French techniques of the time. So you had Douglas Rodriguez of Patria in Miami, Norman Van Aken also in Florida. Robert Del Grande was part of that.
Shout out to Robert Del Grande.
Kind of taking Southwestern cuisine and combining it with French Nouvelle Cuisine.
Yeah.
And Michael Cordua with Central and South American cuisine with modern French technique.
Yep.
And it was something that, the United States had never seen.
Never.
And locally and here in Houston really opened the door for people to think of Latin cuisine beyond Mexico and Tex-Mex, and really, opened up the vocabulary and culinary landscape of what people were used to.
Yeah. And this was really, just to give y'all an idea of what it was like, because, Dave and I kind of grew up together, here in Houston. Our parents, schlepping us around, you going to restaurant openings, me taking my mom to her radio show or to TV. But it was such a different time back then. Your dad and Chef Robert Del Grande, they were like pioneering superstars. Like your dad, he was on the cover of like magazines, and like he would go to like Food Network, and he was all over the world. And I remember, because your dad and my mom were just two peas in a pod, his brilliance, his talent, it was so different. It wasn't, like you said, something that any of us
and he's a great guy also. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what was it like? Because we're in such a different time now, and kind of growing up, because I think a lot of people think, okay, you grow up with a famous parent or a very accomplished parent, and there's no way you can fill their shoes, and there's no way you can match up to be their greatness. But what's interesting is you want to find your own path. You want to find your own greatness. And if anyone is built for greatness, I would think that it's somebody like you.
Oh, thanks, Kitty. Well, first of all, you want to do justice to what was, done before you, and hope to continue as much of the tradition so that it doesn't fizzle and fade out.
Yeah.
So we remind our diners and the staff of that heritage and that history. And I think when you walk in here, even if you don't know the history, you can kind of feel like, okay, there's a story here that you want to peel and find out. What I wanted to do at Limbar, not necessarily carve my own individual path, but if Churrascos in Americas told our story from Nicaragua to Houston, I wanted to tell our story here in Houston locally and pay tribute to our roots here in the city. The street Lymbar was where my grandparents first immigrated from Nicaragua to Houston, and this is actually the cookbook that she brought with her from Nicaragua. That's up on our shelf, and you'll see this book in Nicaraguan kitchens and households all over
This is the actual
all over
book.
Miami and all over Managua. So yeah, I wanted to pay tribute. This being such a historic, iconic building to Houston, I wanted to pay tribute to our history, specifically here in the city, which has its own story as well. We've never, hung our hat on authenticity, being like, this is the way it's done in the old country, and this is the way it's going to be. We want it to evolve just as the Houston landscape evolves, and just as the families that come in and out of the city, we want it to be reflective of that as well.
Yeah, and I think you are truly one of the best stewards of that legacy because you're brought up in it. It's in your DNA. Like, you were little when your dad was coming up with a new world-changing recipe, and then or cuisine, cooking, and then you would see the result. You saw all the TV coverage, all the teams that wanted to talk to him and interview him.
Yeah, and I was corporate chef of our group for 15 years. Also. So we have a history of working together. But yeah, from a very young age, I was going on, we would call them pirating trips, where we go piratear and go dine out at like 15 restaurants in a weekend. And just
here in Houston?
No.
Anywhere.
We'd go to New York, to go to Miami, to go to LA, to just absorb and take notes and get ideas and come back and put it all out there. And that's where this huge glossary of recipes that we have come from. It's this 30 plus years of fusing good ideas together. I think people forget that creativity happens when you combine two things that hadn't been combined together.
Yep.
That pioneering fusion from the 80s and 90s that my dad and Robert Del Brande were doing is still innovative to this day. It's we've only scratched the surface.
And you're still back in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're still actually back there getting your hands dirty, cutting things. Whereas I think a lot of people sometimes assume that once a chef gets to a certain notoriety level, you step away from the kitchen and do other things, which is a wonderful and a very good path. But you're still right back there as soon as you walk in.
Well, because my background was in hotels and catering is a huge component of our business here, which requires a lot of custom menus. We're the exclusive caterer at Alley Theater, and we do menus based on whatever play is showing there.
Cool.
So on any given week, we're doing new dishes based on whatever play is showing. So there's English is currently playing right
flavored
now.
With so English is playing,
which is a Persian play about people learning English in Iran. So we did a 100% authentic Persian menu.
Oh my god!
For the grand opening. The Importance of Being Earnest is the next show coming up. So we did a Victorian era menu for their grand opening next Wednesday. So we're doing a chicken ballotine and English tea service with English tea sandwiches.
Is this a good place to pregame before the theater?
100%.
Because of parking options?
100%. And we do theme menus based on the play with ticket specials. So just go on our website and you'll find some of our partner events and tickets with Alley Theater.
So that's such a great experience. So somebody could come here pregame for Alley Theater.
Have the menu inspired by the show, a 3-course, and get their tickets through the package and go see the show.
I love that.
And keep the car here and just take an Uber.
So that's a great tip.
It is.
Because you do have 3 hours of free parking.
And we have
here.
insane amount of parking. We have a parking garage, 2 enormous lots, and it's free for the first 3 hours.
Happy hour? Do you have happy hour? What kind of special events other than Polo, Alley Theater, and some new drinks?
Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, which is rare. You don't see a happy hour till 7. And that's a rotating menu where we get to kind of play with some of our newer items and features and
how often
our signature cocktails.
Are you doing newer items
Seasonally.
seasonally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the menu change. We change our menu about 4 times a year.
Yeah, 4 times a year. What's like the wackiest menu item so far that you've come up with that has
My
been
favorite recently are our tacones that you saw earlier.
The little
Yeah, this was
cones and
the ladies' shoe section in Sears. So in honor of that, it's a cone that looks like a lady's high heel.
Yeah.
That's a taco with a wonton shell, Coca-Cola braised carnitas, avocado mousse, and that's one of my favorites.
It's a beautiful dish too, and it's something that people photograph.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had one, and I know that that's something I'll see on somebody's
This is
Instagram. You know, it's very indicative of your classic French training, and also your classic training from your dad too, because that training from your dad growing up and watching him, and just as a culinary family that was so iconic here in Houston.
Watching him eat and how he thought about putting flavors and
Yeah,
and
how did
food
that
together.
influence you? Yeah.
Oh, it's in everything. I was really young when he taught me the magic ratio of 1 to 3, which is 1 part acid, 3 part fat, which is the ratio of a vinaigrette, and that beautiful magical balance can be applied to anything that you do.
Really?
In cocktails, it's sugar. Sugar is the fat.
So three is the sugar, and the 1 part is the rum or the alcohol.
Is the alcohol, right? I mean, you can apply it to a lot of different things. The 1% is the high note. It's kind of like an accord in music.
Mm-hmm.
The low note is the fat. The high note is the acid. The middle note is the aromatic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm a musician. That's my background. So I think of things in that term.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's everything is in relation to itself.
Yeah.
And that's what creates harmony. It's what creates balance. And when you know those things, you can make anything taste good.
Yeah.
It's
very mathematical.
It's like music is.
Yeah.
It's all mathematical.
Tempo, beat.
Yeah.
Very musical.
But when you think of a chord, fat, acid, and aroma, it's the exact same of what happens in your mouth.
So that 1 and 3 rule, if somebody's watching at home and they want to refer back to this as a tip from Chef David Cordua, what's an easy way they can implement that and remember it?
Well, for instance, if you're making, we talked about a vinaigrette. If you're making a butter sauce,
okay,
right, and you're deglazing your pan with wine.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're roasting a chicken, you're getting the fond. You want to deglaze that to a 1%, and then or a 10%, and then you want the rest of it to be butter.
Yeah.
You take that apply that ratio,
Mm-hmm.
to the fat component of it.
Yeah, I don't think about ratios and math immediately if I'm entering the kitchen, which is why I probably don't enter the kitchen very often. But it's not the first thing I, as a novice cook, somebody who shouldn't be cooking, that doesn't immediately occur to me. But it is very intensive.
And when you switch to ratios is when you can throw the cookbook out the window, because you're not talking about 1 tablespoon of this to 1 cup of this to the. It really is 1 part this to 3 parts of this to 2 parts of this, and you can scale up or down, and the recipe doesn't
however
change.
much you're making.
And it's actually more the way that professional kitchens actually operate.
Yeah.
Is things in relationship to each other,
Yeah.
not just by measurements.
Yeah. Not by the book.
With pastry, that doesn't always work exactly the same, because recipes kind of change when you multiply them sometimes. But with savory components, you can just go by ratios.
Yeah.
That's how bread makers scale up and down. That's how.
Well, it is so fun getting a chance to talk to you, and it's so fun getting a chance to talk about so many of the amazing things that are great in Houston, about Houston's culinary scene, and you are such an important part of that. So please stay here and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I like it here.
This is a good place.
I don't know how else to be other than a Houstonian.
This is true. Well, I think being a Houstonian is the best thing in the world. And that is why we're just going to keep eating and drinking and reminding everybody to stay tuned to Fox 26 and Fox Local all
Cheers,
of your
y'all.
foodie coverage. I don't know. Sometimes we get a little wild, y'all. So we'll see you next time.
Salud.
You got a drink.